Hello, my name is PJ, and I'm here in downtown with Miss Lilith Pleasant, who is currently a young adult and has decided not to go to university like her sister Angela. So instead, she is going to go ahead with her dreams of being in a successful band. So today we're actually in the Crypto nightclub where I just did a bit of a renovation because the original lot was a bit messy looking. So after renovating it, she is now downtown and we're opening some auditions for band members. So she's currently looking for two members. Initially, I was looking for a drummer and a singer, but later on I realized singing is not part of the bands, so it's only instruments. But I did have a couple of sims singing regardless, which we'll see in a bit. But I also just want to talk about some mods that I use to kind of make this possible. So, of course, the sim blender being able to spawn certain sims, make them selectable so they will kind of do exactly what I want them to do, because otherwise they'll just go off and do whatever they want. And another mod that I recently downloaded was I'm blanking on the name now, but it's something like Freeze O'Clock or something. It basically allows you to pause the in-game time, where either if it's 9 p.m. and you don't want your Sims getting, you know, home at like 2 a.m., you can basically freeze the time and they can still do whatever they want. In a little bit, you'll see there's a small glitch with that because I'm not sure what happened, but a lot of Sims were trying to get taxis to go home. So I'm assuming the downtownies were trying to get off the lot, but because I had them selectable and free will off, maybe something happened there. But yeah, here I'm just getting a little screenshot and then also just getting everyone ready for the practice. So here is our first contestant, I could say. This is Peter slash Parker slash Porter. I don't know why, but his name glitched out for me when my game crashed and it changed. So right now he is technically Parker, but he was originally Porter. But he's playing the drums here and he did a pretty good job, so I did end up choosing him as our drummer because why not? And I did eventually give everyone that got into the band a makeover, so don't worry, I will remove that suit that he's wearing because it's a little too formal for a rock kind of metal band. The second auditionee was Lola. So she also did a decent job on the drums, but I just felt like Parker's vibe just fit it more. Even though she was dressed better, I don't know, it just didn't click for me like it did for Parker. Plus, it'd be nice to have at least one guy in the band, just to kind of maybe add some romance in there, who knows? Because it does turn out that Parker eventually is attracted to Lilith. And right now, Lilith in my game is in a relationship with Dirk, so that's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens there. I do view Lilith as a loyal person, so I don't think she's gonna reciprocate feelings, hopefully. But it's The Sims 2, so chaos reigns, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I decided not to go with Lola, so yeah, bye bye Lola. Okay, so next up is Dolores, which she is doing the singing. And unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, the singing is not part of the band, so she is kind of wasting her time here. I feel bad, but at least she looks cute. Something I noticed with Downtown, I'm not sure if this is common, but I got like a bunch of clones. So basically, Dolores had a second version of herself, but it was still technically a completely different sim, just with the exact same look and personality. Um, if anyone knows how to avoid that in the future, please let me know, because it happened quite a bit. It happened to maybe 3 or 4 different sims, and I've never actually had that happen before, so do let me know. Now here's where things got a little wacky. If you see in the top right corner, a bunch of taxis are trying to spawn in. I do think it's something to do with the mod that I downloaded, maybe on community lots. It's not a good idea to use it. So I got a bunch of errors and then eventually my game decided to crash. So I had to quickly reload and get everybody back in. And the final audition was Jane, and she initially was going for a singer, but again, once I figured out that singing is not part of the bands, I changed her to a pianoist. So she was our last and final member, so we have officially created our band. And next we are going to take a little picture with them and then also give them some makeovers. So now I'm doing some makeovers for our two new band members, and doing this made me realize that I need to download a lot more kind of rock, gothic, kind of alternative wear, because it was a bit of a struggle to find some of those items. And I used to have a ton, but a couple of years ago, my hard drive just pooped itself, and I basically lost my entire mods folder, my save folder. This was before I was being smart and backing up all of my files. So I lost everything, and I just over time have been adding CC in over time, just slowly, but I haven't got around to actually doing gothic stuff. So that's going to be on my next list of things to download. And here I'm playing around with the wrinkles because I forgot I installed them, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had those. But yeah, I'm just giving them a makeover, and I'll just speed this up and get back to you guys in a second. Okay, and here is the final looks of them. So this is the band going forward, and I am eventually going to be moving them into an apartment together, along with Dirk. So there will be 4 people in one apartment. I'm gonna have to see if I build one from scratch or not. I'll probably just renovate an existing one. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. We will see them in a little bit on some band practice. Okay, so they're back at the Pleasant household, and they're doing their first official kind of band practice together. And they're in Angela's old bedroom. She has moved out recently with Dustin. So those two are still together and are living with Dustin's younger brother. Brandy did die, unfortunately, which is really sad. But yeah, they're just rocking out here, getting some practice in, and then hopefully they will eventually find a gig once they move to downtown. And I don't know how I'm going to set up a gig system, because obviously it doesn't really exist in the game. So I'm thinking maybe different types of venues will give back different kind of revenue. So maybe small venues are like 200 to 500 simoleons, where larger venues are like 1,000 plus, and then you can split it between the different members. Yeah, we'll get to that once I decide on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just a small little random video I just wanted to put together to give a quick update on where my Pleasentview is. It's still going strong. I just haven't had as much time to play because college and new jobs and stuff going on. So it's been busy, but I'm still in love with my Sims 2 saves. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and if you have any suggestions, do let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching.